Today marks 1575th day of day lessons, day reflections. Very beautiful number, 1575 days. And I was reflecting today and I was looking into my candle and I really started loving candles. And I think that's because when you change, when your emotions changes, things that sometimes used to be familiar start to become unfamiliar, and things that maybe you didn't like in the past start to enjoy more because I don't know, for me it seems that my life right now is much more peaceful, much more grounded. And because of that, I feel that candles became something that I connect very much right now. And I was thinking, what are the lessons or analogies or reflections could it be regarding the candles? And I found there's so many insanely amount of analogies you could create about candles and life together. And today I will share a couple analogies or thoughts and perspectives. And I think that is a beautiful thing. Somebody's look into beautiful things like candles and look into analogies. What could come out when you really compare beautiful thing like candle and compare to our life in general. And I would love to start by saying that that candles could be never light up. And if you never light up, that like candle could be never used. It could break up, it could be thrown away. And I think it's exactly the same with people. People are built to create warmth, light, but sometimes that light never is light up. That kind of never light up, and they drained in the water or whatever happens. And that's why he says that sometimes people die but never lived. And that's the thing that like candles could be was created but never used. And I think that we need to be gentle to each other. And sometimes when a person you see that a person doesn't have spark, maybe they never been light up. And sometimes we need to be gentle with people and with ourselves. And sometimes we need to work on ourselves, on our own light, just to make sure that we're able to really be better towards others. And I think that one beautiful thing what I love about candles as well, that one candle, one spark, when you have that candle, could light thousands of candles, even millions of candles, and and will be enough because lighting other people up doesn't destroy your fire. And that's such a beautiful thing. So that means when you inspire people, aspire people, and really share your fire, share your light, it doesn't destroy your light. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. And I think that one of the most beautiful parts about light, about fire, is that when you share your spark, your fire, it doesn't destroy your. It just nice to see that your warmth, your fire, your spark was able to influence other person to really feel warmer, feel better, feel that inspiration to do great things in life. Because one of the biggest things that I really love is that sort of one of the biggest callings for me is that really help people to live a life by design, not by default. Because I lived my life by default for a long time until I realized that there's a different way of living. And I think that that's why we need to question ourselves, build awareness of ourselves, and really, and then find a way to live the way how we're supposed to live, with alignment, who we're supposed to be, rather than what we learn from close environment. Because sometimes we kids need to get out of our environment to expose ourselves to different way of living, so we can really live based on our alignment. So let's get into a couple of the analogies and examples that I have wrote, and I think that is very, very important to mention. Now, one thing that's maybe is a bad thing, but at the same time it's a good thing. Shows that time is limited. So every single candle that is light will have the ending. You're not able to have forever candle. I don't think so. But that means that we need to be make sure that when we on fire, we focus on purposeful fire rather than destroying. create warmth, serving people, adding value. And I think that's such an interesting thing. When you think about candle, candle has different meaning in different situation. So what it means is that when you think about when you have no electricity whatsoever, so candle could mean comfort, candle could be light, candle could be something security. Now, when you think about candle when you have a date with significant other, that's intimacy. That's the meaning of intimacy. So that means that when you look into using candle in different things, it will create atmosphere for different things. And I think that's a beautiful thing that you as a person could be different things for different people as well. For one person, maybe you need encouragement. For other person, you can create even intimacy as well. For other person, you can potentially be a knowledge, a friend. Like that means that you're able to choose who you want to be for a different kind of person. And not every single, and most time is that you can ask you, what do they need from me? Because sometimes other person needs from you advice and mentor. Sometimes just want need to a listening ear. You don't need to anything else, just to listen alone. And that's and the most important part is that just by listening alone will give the most power for the other person. That is the lights up because we have a tendency to really speak and give advice. But most people know what they did, what they need to do. But when they feel heard and understood, they're able to go and do what needs to be done. And I think that's one beautiful thing about as well about candles is that it really gives groundedness, calmness, presence. It really represents being able to be present. And I think that one of the most beautiful things about life is presence. Being 100% present. It said that you can have all the money universe, you can have health, you can have family, you can have everything what you want in your life. But if you don't have presence, you will not live a healthy and joyful and blissful life. Because if you have family, but you're thinking about your past or thinking about the future and you have anxiety because of that, or shame because of the last of previous experiences, your shame, that means that there will not be any joy in that moment, even though there's so many blissful things happening right now. So when you have a fire like this, you're able to look at it and really understand how beautiful it is just to enjoy this moment, this beautiful moment. And I think that's one thing that's about that I want to mention is that candle focuses just on its light alone. And what happens is that it doesn't focus on darkness, but it removes darkness. And I think that is what we're supposed to do in life as well, because we have a tendency really to focus on darkness. We have a problem, so we focus on the problem. But when you focus on the darkness, doesn't disappear. So I think that what we need to learn from a light and from candle is that focus on creating light, focus on creating fire, focus on really developing ourselves, focusing on solutions, and that solution will create so much light that the darkness and the problem will disappear by itself. And there's a beautiful thing about that. And I think that when we're going through that season when there's a lot of darkness, I think that we have a tendency to really put our shoulders down and we forget that we always need to go up like a candle. It always goes up. It doesn't matter which direction you move around. It always goes up. And I think that that's what we're supposed to do with our own mind, with our soul, with our spirit. With even when we walk, we shoulders back, go straight, look up, because I think it's very very important. Always look up. Always have a purpose to move forward, move up. Sometimes, of course, life will push us down for a second. But of course, we need to always look up and really make sure that we feel grounded. And I think that there's a lot of things that I wrote, but there's a lot of things that I don't want to really. maybe speak about it because it's just very, very small. Because I provide quite a few analogies, but really the ones that I mentioned stands out the most. And I think that today was just really reflecting because I didn't had prepared what I will say or anything in between, but I really took some notes what potentially could be great analogies to mention. Because as I said, candle is a great analogy. And I think that I shared few the ones that I really enjoy, but I think there's so much more, so many more that we can really come up. And I really would love to really hear if you have some analogies that you love. Sure, write a comment, and I would love to listen and really grow together because that's the purpose. Because I think that when you have one candle, it looks beautiful. But if you add 100 candles, how much more powerful and more beautiful it look like when you have 100 candles, 100 fire moments we're able to enjoy. Even the dark places will become so much more brighter when you have more lights in the room. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.